Hey guys, Mitch here today with a brutally honest Marketplace Superheroes review. Although Marketplace Superheroes isn't the most expensive Amazon FBA course on the market, it's still a pretty big investment. And before making big investments, it's best to know what you're getting into. I just went through the entire Marketplace Superheroes Ignite course, and I just thought it would be helpful to give you guys a sneak peek and an inside look of what the course is actually like. Then at the end, I'll spill the beans on what I liked and what I didn't like about the course. My hope is that all this will help you make the best decision for you. While I enjoyed the course, it's frankly not for everybody. That said, dissecting this course took forever to do, so if you find my video useful and you do decide to buy, I'd love it if you did it through my affiliate link that I'll put in the description below. Alright, let's jump in. Now, for the sake of time, I'll try not to cover the obvious things that you can find on their website or other parts like that. I really just want to give you a sneak peek on what the course looks like and then my opinions on the course. And for even more detailed information, I did a whole written review of the course that I'll link to below as well. Alright, so there's a ton of content in this course, so let's break it down into chunks. We'll start with the main Ignite program, then we'll go into the bonus content, the ecosystem software, the Facebook group, and finally the support. And if you hear any noises in the background, it's because we just arrived to Colombia and the neighborhood we're in is pretty cozy, to say the least. So here we have the main dashboard, and the top three here is the main Ignite course that's broken down into 3 phases. And there's tons of different organization in this course. You go into the product and then it's broken down into modules, and those modules are broken down into sections, and those sections are broken down into videos and assessments. So basically it's super organized. Phase 1 that I just clicked into is all about product research and product selection. Phase 2 is called Evolve, and it's all about importing and logistics. And phase 3 is called Expand, and it's all about getting your first sales and then scaling from there. Now, I'm not going to get into what's included in every single video because there's 70 videos and that would take forever. But I just want to give you kind of a glimpse of what it looks like. So for example, let's pop into this video here. This video basically covers an overview of the product research process, and as you can see, I'll scroll through it here. It's basically like a PowerPoint, and they read the slides and explain a little bit of the PowerPoint. You also got a transcript down in this corner if you prefer reading. Now let's go back out here, and I want to show you a different type of video. So we got those PowerPoint style videos, but we also have like kind of over the shoulder videos where you can see them actually giving examples and doing work. Let me see here. So in this one, a guy is actually doing the product research process and showing you his thought process, and you kind of get a glimpse over his shoulder and peek inside of his head on what he's thinking as he's going through this process. All right, now let's pop back out of here. So overall, the entire course is super detailed, and it gives you a really good foundation to start on. I'm not going to go through every single thing here. I'll just poke into the second one so you can see, just for the sake of time. But then after you get that foundation, you come back and you have all these bonuses which take things into even more detail and more advanced skills. So moving on into the bonuses, this Superhero Legal 2 is practically a whole nother course that's all about the legal aspect of things, of running your business entities, copywriting, trademarks, all those confusing things that are super important to your business and can be expensive if you try to go on your own and hire a lawyer or something. That would be super expensive. And if you don't do these things, like I actually tried to start an Amazon business in 2016, and I ended up crashing and burning because of I didn't know about these legal things, and I made a huge no-no, and I ended up losing a lot of money. So this is super valuable in itself. Superhero Informer is basically a way for you to stay up to date with their YouTube videos. They're always releasing new videos with case studies and new information, and it's helpful to stay up to date with those. Referrals is interesting because it gives you some training on how you can make your own review for the course and how you can promote this course to other people who might be interested in taking it. And by doing so, you can earn referral commissions if someone purchases through your affiliate links. Now, this is kind of a double-edged sword because on one hand, it allows you It gives you an opportunity to essentially recoup the cost that you invest in this course if you refer a couple other people. You'd only need to refer like 2 other people. But on the other hand, if you're deciding on the course and you're going through reading and looking at reviews, you have to keep in mind that all of these reviews are probably incentivized, including the one you're watching right now. And so you have to take everything with a grain of salt. Alright, so down here we have a course that's all about advanced pay-per-click advertising on Amazon. That's super helpful. Another course that gives you advanced tricks and hacks to do product research even faster and find promising products to sell on Amazon even faster, because that's a huge part of this business. Then the Superhero Wealth, if you do go with the course, I would recommend taking this first, because it's all about mindset and success and entrepreneurship, and setting the right mindset is super important to this type of business. You might think it's like a little woo-woo or weird or something, but sometimes just changing the way you think about things just a little bit can open up a whole world of opportunities. So then there's actually one other hidden page here if you go up to next, and here is another pay-per-click blast masterclass that goes into even more detail on how to use ads on Amazon. The cool thing about these is by the time you're finished taking them, you'll be a PPC expert, and that's essentially another skill that you could freelance to earn even more money if you needed a so-called cash flow business to raise capital for your Amazon business. Also, at the time of recording this video, they have some extra special bonuses. One of them is 12 months of free freight service. They also have a whole freight shipping company that they started specifically for their students, and you get 12 months free of that. Also, I think they're offering free shipping for your first 2 products, and so you'll have to double check depending on when you're watching this video if those are still on the table. But if they are still offering them, those 2 things are worth more than the price of the course itself. So just something to keep in mind. Alright, next up is what they call the ecosystem, and it's this suite of software and different apps that they put together to help make everything run more smoothly in your business. So let's take a peek in here. This is basically what it looks like, and you can see they teach how to create a global business. So you're not just selling in one country, you're selling in various countries. And so this dashboard allows you to keep track of everything. They have a bunch of different apps that you can use for different parts of your business, and I'm not going to go through each one because obviously that would take hours, but I can explain them just a little bit quickly on what it includes. They have the Researcher app here that lets you store, sort, and filter all the products that you're researching, which is super helpful. They also have the Communicator app that keeps all of your communications with different suppliers all together in one place. Different scripts here, different scripts that you can send to your suppliers. In the course, they also teach how to communicate, because sometimes communication is an issue when you're talking with suppliers in China, and dealing with them can be a struggle, and so they have a bunch of cool tips for that. Here they have the Profit Calculator app. So basically you gather a bunch of different variables and data points, and you plug it into this calculator, and it tells you right off the bat if it's going to be profitable or not. Without this calculator, you'd have to do a bunch of different math and equations and things, and this just makes it super simple. It gives you, yes, it'll be profitable, and how much in a matter of seconds. They also have a purchase order app and a Superhero Freight app, and those help you manage all of your shipping and orders and keep everything all together and organized in the same place. And they also have a listing builder section that helps you record the keywords that you have for your product listings, write your bullet points, and keep everything together. Now, as someone who has tried to start an Amazon business before, this is like a game changer, because I remember when I did it, I literally had an entire notebook full of chicken scratch, and I always had to figure out what I sent to what supplier and what product number was here and how much this costed, and my calculations for profit in another page, and it was just a horrible mess. And so this software will make everything easier. I don't know how much it would cost to buy a piece of software like this separately, but I'd imagine it's several $100s at least. So next up with the course is the Facebook group, and that's over here. And I'm not gonna get into like individual threads just for privacy reasons, but I just wanted to show you that it has 8,900 members, and I want to show you that it's super active. It's not one of those Facebook groups, you know, that people just tack on and nobody actually uses. So there's 12 new posts today, and it's 12:56 where I am right now. in the afternoon, and 332 posts in the last month. So you can basically post any questions you have in the Facebook group and it'll be answered almost instantly by coaches or other members in the community who have been there and done that. Also in the Facebook group, they have these Win Your Wednesday live calls where they talk shop about Amazon and talk about different news and different tips and strategies that come up. And so those are pretty popular, and you can tune in every Wednesday. They help you stay motivated, they help you stay ahead of the market and in tune with everything that's going on. And so you can find all those here. And as I was poking around the Facebook group, my impression was that it's like a super supportive family. Everyone wants to see each other succeed, everyone's in it together, and there's really no reason for you to be a lone wolf when you're starting your business. And onto the last section of the course, and that is the support. And so first of all, you have the support here in the Facebook group. You can post anything you need help with and people respond almost right away. Apart from that, they have these monthly origin calls, and I'll see if I can maybe find one here. Here's an example of one here, a monthly origin call. And so every month, a team of their coaches come on and you can ask your questions live, and they'll pretty much put you on the hot seat and give you answers to whatever you're struggling with. These are super valuable if you actually take advantage of them. Apart from that, you also have unlimited email access to their success coaches, and they don't really advertise it very much, but when I was talking to them, they basically said that anyone who's struggling can set up as many personal one-on-one calls with their success coaches as much as they want. And so basically, with all of these different support options, the only way to really fail is if you don't take advantage of them. They're literally there waiting to hold your hand if you want them to. All right, the moment you've all been waiting for, my brutal, honest likes and dislikes of the course. Let's start with my likes. Number one is their crazy 3-part guarantee policy, which I don't know why they don't promote this policy more on their sales pages and things like this, because it blew my mind when I heard about it. Basically, you have your normal 30-day, no questions asked guarantee, so you can pop in there and test things out, and if you don't like it, you can just return it within 30 days. Then the second part of the guarantee is if you go through the course and you're searching for your first product and you just can't figure out a good product after 60 days, they'll basically find a good product for you, which is insane. That's like the hardest part of this business, is finding the right product. And if you can't do it and you show you tried, they'll do it for you. Then the third part of the guarantee, and this is the really crazy part, is once you do have your product and you followed all their steps to a T, if after 6 months it's still not selling well, they'll help you sell it. And if they can't get it to sell well, they'll buy back your inventory from you. And so you're not stuck with a bunch of inventory you invested it in. There's really no risk, because if they just buy it back from you, you get your money back. That's just nutso if you ask me. I don't know of any other program who offers guarantees like that. The second thing I like is the ecosystem that I showed you. Like I said, when I tried to start my Amazon business, it was a disorganized mess, and lifetime access to software like that would be pretty expensive to buy separately, and so that's a huge plus to the course. Next is something that I haven't really mentioned so far, and that's that they offer a bunch of extra services that will help you run your business. For example, they have their own freight forwarding company, they have warehouses in different companies, they offer legal help, they offer graphic design, copywriting, like all of these extra services that maybe you would have to go out and find individual service providers for everyone. They have everything for you. You don't have to use them, but if you don't feel like hassling and trying to find a trustworthy person to do this, and someone who knows specifically about an Amazon business to do this, and someone who's going to actually come through for you and give you quality work, you don't have to worry about finding all those things. You can just use their teams and their connections to do it. And all of this is designed specifically for Amazon businesses. And so in some cases, like with the freight forwarding, I hear you can even save money compared to going with someone else. So basically what they're trying to do is remove all the friction between you and success. So you don't have to go out and find all these different providers yourself. They have them for you. My next like is the onboarding process. You get a free one-on-one coaching call where they'll help you set up your business entity, help you set up your global business banking, answer any questions you have, and just set you off on the right path. And the banking and the business thing is a huge roadblock for people who are just starting, and some people never make it past that part because they just freeze and they don't know how to set up their business and they don't know how to set up their banking, and so they never start. And so this onboarding call is super valuable and just paves the way for you to get off to a fast start. My next like is all the different avenues that you have for getting help if you need it. They're obviously very committed to your success with pretty much unlimited help. And when you think about it, unlimited help from experts, that's gotta cost them a lot of money and manpower to do. And if you were to go off and buy consults yourself every time you had a question and you needed help, that would be super expensive. And so that's really valuable part of the course. And the last thing that I really liked was the over-the-shoulder videos. I just thought it was fascinating to be able to get into the head and like see the thought process of these experts as they went through and they checked different products and why they like this one, why they didn't like this one. And so it's not just a bunch of theoretical knowledge, you're actually getting practical, actionable advice. You're watching someone doing it step by step. Alrighty, now on to the dislikes. The moment you've all been waiting for. The first dislike that I have, I need to show you on my computer, and that is some of the marketing. Their marketing actually isn't as hypey as a lot of the other courses that I've seen online, but it can still be misconstrued and lead to unrealistic expectations. Let me show you what I mean. Here is the landing page for their free course, which I'll link to in the description below. But if you go down here, you can see some of the language that they use. And I mean, I don't blame them. It's good copywriting and most companies do it, but I just want to point this out. For example, here it says how you can easily make $10,000 or more per month with this business model, even if you have zero experience. And so I have no doubt that this business model can easily make you over $10,000 per month, and you can start even if you're a beginner. But that is not to say that it's not going to require hard work. They put the word easy in there, but it's not easy. It's hard work, and you have to put in effort and time, and it's not going to happen magically. And so if you're reading this the wrong way, you might get the wrong idea. Same thing over here, how you can start finding money-making products on Amazon in less than 10 minutes that will put profit in your pockets for years. And so I think the key word here maybe is start. If you're reading that quickly, you might think, oh, I can do this in 10 minutes. No, you can start finding products in 10 minutes, but you're not going to do the whole process in 10 minutes or even close to 10 minutes. And so just be careful. I don't blame them for using this writing. They have to make you interested in their product, which is a really good product, in order to help you, and so that's what they're trying to do here, but just be careful with your expectations. Next up on my gripe list is the videos are a little bit dry. As I showed you earlier, they're mostly just PowerPoints where they're reading the slides and explaining them a little bit. They also have the over-the-shoulder videos that show the ecosystem and that show how to do things on Amazon, which are really cool. But most of it is just reading from a PowerPoint, and at the end of the day, it's all about the content and the information itself, which is good information, but they definitely could make the videos a little bit more engaging so they're more fun to get through and more memorable. Speaking of which, they could also improve some of the explanations, because if it's all just text that they're reading from on the screen, there are some different concepts and different calculations that are a little bit complex and hard to grasp, especially for visual learners like me. And so if they were to put some images or graphics or animations or something into their videos to kind of explain different ideas, or at least help me visualize it a little bit better, I think that would help make it more engaging as well. It was still all understandable, but there are a couple videos where I had to pause it like every single minute and just reread it over and over and just let it sink in, and it probably could have better been described with some sort of visual. I also thought there was a kind of a lack of supplemental material to the videos. Like inside some of the videos, they would have these different charts and tables and things like that that would be super helpful to have, but there was no way to download them separately outside of the video. And so literally you have to be watching the video and then just take a bunch of screenshots and save them to your own notes if you want to reference them later. And so I think that if they would have video summaries that summarize the main point of the video that you could download or at least see without having to rewatch the whole video, that would be super helpful. Or at the very least, allow you to download the slides that they're presenting on. My next con is the investment that it requires. And this isn't actually a con of the course itself, but more of a con of the whole entire business model. And they even say in their materials that you'll probably have to invest between $1,500 and $3,000 in your test product and your product to get started to buy inventory. And while any business you start is going to require some sort of investment, this is higher than some of the other side hustle ideas out there. That said, while it requires money up front that you have to have in your bank account to get started, it's not really much of a risk, because if you do follow their program step by step and the inventory that you do invest in doesn't work out for some reason, their guarantee says that they'll buy it back. And so it's an investment, but there's not very much risk to that investment. And my last gripe is also about the business model itself, not really the course, and that is you're building your entire livelihood on Amazon's platform. And so you're completely dependent on them, and if for some reason they decide one day, oh, Mitch, we're gonna shut down your account, which that has happened to me, but it was my fault, then you lose everything. And so it's a little bit risky. There's ways to lower this risk, obviously by knowing the Amazon policies and procedures and following all the advice that they have in the course and not making stupid mistakes like I made with my business because I didn't have this course. But it's still a risk, and so you have to factor that into your decision as well. Despite all these gripes, I still think that Marketplace Superheroes is the best value Amazon FBA course at this price point, because they have a lot of competitors that charge thousands and thousands of dollars more than their product. And in my opinion, it's everything you need. You don't really need all those other $1,000 worth of product. They have everything that you need here in this course, including the ecosystem, including the freight system. It's seriously the whole package. And the money you'll save on the free shipping of your first 2 products and the free 12 months of freight, that's worth more than what you pay for the course itself. So it kind of makes it a no-brainer. That said, none of this matters if you're not going to take action. If you're not ready to get your hands dirty and get to work, then don't waste your money. But if you're serious about building an Amazon business that can replace your full-time income or much more, then Marketplace Superheroes can help you get there. Right now, they're offering a free 7-day trial of their Ignite program, so you can basically try everything out for free without paying. I'll put a link to that free trial in the description below. I'll also link to the free masterclass in case you're not quite ready to jump in. And again, if you do decide this course is right for you and you want to give me a little thanks for taking the time to explore everything and shoot all this video for you, using those links in the description is one nice way to do it. High fives in advance, and good luck on your Amazon journey. Bye-bye. See you in the next one.